So, we spend a lot of time scouring social media looking for things to talk about because that's what you guys are talking about. And we found one, and it's basically a rising sickle and hammer that we see in this wonderful state of New York, Miss Cortez. And one of the things I found I thought was funny is there's a meme going around talking about how she just adored Ted Kennedy and all he stood for. And I think, isn't this also the celebration of Kennedy's bad driving habits?
I tossed that out there on my personal
That's
page.
what I thought. Yeah, so what brings us to this point is there was quite an exchange. Apparently she did a episode of The View recently, and
the chickens were clucking.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. it was pretty crazy. And then I guess Meghan McCain and Joy Behar, the brilliant genius that Joy is, decided to share the virtues of socialism with us.
I must have missed it. Where did she get her economic degree from?
She didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't.
Cool.
She's a failed teacher, now comedian.
Yeah, basically. And it's questionable whether she's good at either one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's funny. I've never seen her in anything I've seen her in one movie. And that was it.
That's more than
I saw her in Hall Pass. She was basically giving advice to the two wives that their husbands, when she was, I just gave them a Hall Pass. So
I figured she was a fluffer and something that
she could have been.
Sorry.
Wow.
Can you feel the hate coming from this side of the mic?
I can. But anyway, we thought it was interesting, so we just kind of want to talk a little bit about that because we think she's not only wrong, she's out of her goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty interesting watching the exchange. It's a 3.5-minute exchange where Meghan McCain tries to explain. Well, you have Whoopi Goldberg that starts it off, and she has no clue as to what anything is taking place in the political arena of Democrat and socialism. She thinks that Democrats are socialist, or they're trying to ram the two together, and that's not actually what we're talking about here. At least Joy Behar had a grasp of the subject matter, which was what a Democrat socialist actually is. And that's somebody that takes other people's money and spends it on a spends it basically somebody else deciding how to spend your money. It's the group deciding how they're going to spend your money. Sorry, we had a moment there. We were trying to do some hand signals and stuff, but anyway, it's interesting to watch Joy Behar go on and on about how she understands what democratic socialism is, and goes and puts it in these terms of, here's the here you get better trash service, you get better post office service. This is what you get. This is what you gain from democratic socialism.
No, it is, and it's funny because they always want to run to the Scandinavian countries.
Right.
They always think that those are great examples, and what I think is funny is that there's people out there giving their opinion on this exchange, okay? And we're very much the same.
And to be honest, to interject, only men want to go to Scandinavian countries.
This is true. This is very true. But what they don't tell you, they always tell you the good because it paints a picture. Oh, Scandinavian, beautiful people, blah, blah, blah. We'll also look at the population, okay? They're very small countries. Their tax rates are extremely
75% on average.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, to own a car over there is
well, you don't need to because the government provides you public transportation. I want to decide for myself. So you need to ask yourself, do you want to decide stuff for yourself?
Well, the whole thing about the American dream is about rugged individualism, and socialists don't like that because those are the people that kick socialist ass.
All day, every day.
Rugged individualism has stomped the shit out of socialism forever. So what they want is to break it down, and they use television shows like The View to basically break you down and appeal to, I guess, a sympathetic. How can you have sympathy for a country that lines up people and kills them wholesale?
Right.
Because they don't believe in what they want them to believe in, or if they want to read a book, or if they want to go to a school or whatever, a school that's not government sponsored. How would you not want to revolt against that kind of country?
Right.
So first of all, I never listen to that show because that shit just makes me want to just scream.
Yeah, it's nails across the chalkboard.
It is. It's unbelievable, and it's not because it's a bunch of cackling women. It's just because they get in there and they start screaming at each other.
Yeah,
it just reaffirms my thought that I know that they're stupid. Sometimes I have to be reminded that they're stupid. So
and that's what you got to do.
Exactly.
But it's really it's something to hear a smug Behar sitting there with her $12 million plus net worth, sitting there schooling everybody about how they need to do more to help a lot of people. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, do you really need $12 million to live on?
Well, which begs the question, what prevents her? We live in America. What prevents her from doing that in America? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Get a group of people that believe like you, and I hope they all make $10, $12 an hour. You lump your $12 million in, they lump their $10 an hour in, and you all split it, and you can all vote on where it goes. Right. Now, why don't they do that?
I agree.
Good question, right?
Yeah, I agree.
They don't ever do it. You don't ever, even the rich themselves don't do it. You don't ever see Tom Cruise and all these other guys getting their money together and saying, let's pool it all, and then we'll decide how to spend it. It's amazing the people that promote this crap never actually follow through on it.
No. They tell you what you're going to do with your money.
Exactly.
Well, put it this way. They endorse candidates that are going to go in there and take your money away from you through legal means. They know they can't walk into your house and do it yet.
No, so they want to. That's what they're trying to get to.
And they know they can't just hijack your bank accounts yet.
Right.
So they pass it through legislation. All they're doing is taking the system that we have in place.
Or shame you in such a way that because you don't believe the same way that they do.
And, and that's a good point, because the shaming part, you fools that fall for the shaming part. If you went to school, you worked hard, and you made a sacrifice to earn your paychecks, you don't owe anybody an apology for that. You showed up to work. You performed your job, and you got paid. You deserve the rewards of your money. Now, if you're the kind of person that sits back, though, and steals from others and profits from that, then that's where the law should be able to say, well, this is illegal, you can't do this.
Sure.
And we have a lot of that. We have a lot of that going on. And we also have a lot of corporate-sponsored thievery going on, because what happens now is that because we don't have term limits, we have career politicians. They spend 30, 40, 50 years, however long it is, as an incumbent candidate that is corrupted.
Oh, it's all profit for them.
It's all profit for them. They all come in broke, and they all walk out multimillionaires.
Yeah. Which is why I am such a huge, I'm in Trump's camp when it comes to preventing career politicians.
Oh, yeah.
It'll never happen, though. You're asking the wolf to commit suicide. That's exactly what you're doing. He's never going to do it.
Well, ask him to become a vegetarian.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Well,
I want you to exist, but you can't eat what you're born to eat. And that's the truth. And it's really sad, because you ask anybody that spent time overseas, and it's easier to ask oil and gas people, technology people, and military, because they spend most of their times overseas, invested in U.S. interests over there, and you talk to them about how people live in other countries and their lifestyles. Now, what's funny is if you listen to the Democrat socialists, they're all wailing and crying in the streets every day.
Yeah,
and they're moaning and groaning.
Emotional pleas.
And I will tell you, they learned how to live in their world, and a lot of people I've met are very happy. They know their station. Yeah, they're not millionaires, but they know their station. They wake up every day. They go to their job. They come home. Their family is very important. And what little they have, they share. And they're very gracious with that. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is they're not painting the correct picture. The problem with the picture they're painting is like that one that they show at night with Sally Struthers for 5 cents a day. You can sponsor. Yeah, you can sponsor. And it's like, look, those things are all good causes. That's what you do with your money when you're philanthropic.
Exactly.
You
give.
Once
mine, I can decide what to do with it.
Exactly. I don't want to give it to a board of directors that are paying themselves multi-million dollars to become a board member to tell you where the pennies go.
And if that's an altruistic effort, theoretically, Sally Struthers should have done that for free.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. And that's where I really run up against the wall with these liberal Hollywood types that stand there in judgment of you while they're living the lush, posh life.
Sure. I found all her. This is what I found interesting about getting back to the Joy Behar part of it, was the analogies that she used to describe it. She used the post office, an organization that's broke, terribly broke.
They'll tell you they're broke,
but why are they broke? Why is the post? Because they're inefficient.
That's what I was going to say.
The rules, they don't allow them to get rid of people that are inefficient.
Right. She pointed to education. Yeah. Look at education. It's broke.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you throw at it, it gets worse and worse, and it's broke. She wanted free public college. Colleges are fiending for money all the time. They can't get enough money.
Well, they can't get enough money because they're paying liberal administrators
Millions of dollars. So they
So
can sit back and say, we're socialists.
Yeah, this is part of the problem when you live in a country that has such a double standard. You got professors that are worth a shit.
Tenures. They're
Yeah,
tenured.
and they're making all this money, and your kids are walking out with shitty educations, believe it or not. They're walking, unless you're an engineer or a doctor.
Something real.
Yeah, something real. The liberal arts, dude, this world isn't built on liberal arts, okay? If you want to learn Hungarian basket weaving, you should pay for that class.
Right.
If you want to learn Indian interpretive dancing, pay for that class. But don't make it something that I should pay for.
Right.
Because what ends up happening with these administrators, they look at ways of stacking your bill. You want to go in, a degree that can take you 2 years, they want you to do 4.
Right.
Because they sell it in, well, this is part of our curriculum. We pride ourselves in making this a well-rounded community. And I was like, bullshit. You want to waste, this is why I had a problem with school. I tell you, the reason why I quit school was that reason right there.
Right.
I used to get into it. They used to hate to see me show up because I don't want to take that stuff.
Right.
I originally wanted to go into agriculture when I was a kid in school. And all this other stuff they wanted you to take, I'm like, I'm not taking that. Well, you have to. And it's like, no, I don't have to take shit. I'm paying you. Well, maybe this isn't the school for you. And it's like, no, you're probably right. It's not. And so I just went out and worked because I just got tired of the shit. Why would I walk out $60, $80, $100,000 in debt and listen to social indoctrination all day and then have somebody like Joy Behar sitting there telling me that everybody else should be paying for this bullshit? All she's doing is pimping money for her friends.
That's it.
That's all she's doing.
She paints the utopia for the simple,
Yeah.
and they buy into it. But nobody asks how do I get here?
Yeah, when's the last time you can walk on a Kennedy compound and have a sandwich?
And you have people that
You know?
they believe that everything that flows from the View is gospel. These are
Sure.
like the smartest women around, and I'm like, are you fucking nuts?
These are shut-ins, dude. These are people that
Yeah.
wake up in the morning.
I got to ask myself, do they actually vote? I don't think they do.
You know,
Some maybe do, but I don't think in large mass.
When you vote Democrat, you vote. You just don't know you voted.
That's true.
Seriously. I saw a bumper sticker that says, "I've been Republican all my life, but I know for sure when I die, I'll probably vote Democrat." So that really makes me nervous on all how that works. But you know what I think is really sad is that we're missing the big point of what she's doing here. We're missing the point that when Joy Behar feels that when she speaks, she's speaking from a seat of experience and knowledge. And all she is a talking head on a show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all she is.
Well, it's normalizing it. They're trying to normalize it. So when you hear it,
Yeah.
because some mom-looking presence said it on the big screen,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's got this mom
She's
feel
trying to
her.
be the social influencer.
Exactly.
Right.
Mom said it, so it must be good.
Right. You know, and it's funny because we haven't looked into your background enough to really tell the whole truth about you, but we might eventually. But one of the things I don't understand is the fact that you're not known for anything.
Yeah.
You're really not, other than running your mouth. And I mean that with the greatest respect because you run your mouth better than anybody on TV.
Sure.
There's no doubt. You sit there and you talk about stuff that means absolutely nothing with a confident smile on your face, which is amazing to me because I just want to know how you function,
Right.
knowing that you're so wrong yet you think you're so right.
Hey, only the stupid are fooled by it.